Is it go time?
It's go time.
All right, I guess I'll get to work. 1942. Can you think of some famous people?
Yeah.
Harrison Ford, Tammy Wynette, and Vice President Joe Biden. But we don't want to give a hoot about them. All we care about is food. Let's get focused here. There was some good ones though. Judge Judy, Aretha Franklin, and Joe Lieberman. But we care about my mom. Just thought I'd throw them out. Like I said, my Uncle Bill and Aunt Diane gave us a lot of quotes. And I'm going to set this up. Drew is the mail bus driver. He's going to hop in the bus. And my youngest, Hope, is playing the youngest daughter, Diane. And my oldest, Heather, is playing Susan, the oldest kid. And I think I've set it up properly, other than we're in Green Pond, South Carolina. These two girls have to have a big job on their hands. They got to go buy groceries downtown at the Piggly Wiggly. So, hit it, ladies.
Come on, Diane, we don't want to miss the mail bus to town. Don't forget your 10 cents.
Got it. Do you have the grocery list?
Yep, let's go.
Hey, Mr. Hudson.
Hey, ladies.
Remember, we can't buy anything expensive.
So what's on the list?
Okay, we've got grape and apple jelly because it's cheap.
I'll get the powdered milk. Ew.
I'll get the Cheerios. I mean, baby donuts.
Good work, Valentine.
Thanks, Pyramid. I think we should get some Kool-Aid.
Remember when we were little and called it nectar?
Yeah, and we weren't allowed to drink tea because it wasn't good for children.
And then we moved to South Carolina and everyone drank it and suddenly it was okay.
That's good. Thank you, ladies. Zoom in on her. She's important too. 1942. I'll talk to you sports guys. Dick Butkus, Cassius Clay. What was changed his name? I told you to focus on my mom. Tony Perez of the Cincinnati Reds and Roger Staubach. But I don't care about them. It's all about my mom right now. My grandma, some of you call her Granny, some of you call her Dorothy. She taught chicken Latin to the girls. And I'm warning you, Mom, you're up after this. You're going to have to come up with something and outdo these ladies. But again, we've got Uncle Bill. Drew's playing Uncle Bill. Chicken Latin drove him nuts, absolutely batty. And the girl, he never caught on to it, and both the girls spoke that way all the time. Hit it, girls.
Hey, hego, yegu, degu.
Stop it! Stop it!
Begging.
Mom, they're doing it again! Make them stop! Hey, wonderful. Not the chicken Latin. Help us out.
You just throw in the word egg in between your syllables or after the first letter, like egg-eye was, that's only one syllable, so egg-eye, leg-eye, yegu, I like you. Just throw egg in there.
Very good, Mom. Paul McCartney, 1942, Barbara Streisand, and Penny Marshall. What sitcom? I told you to focus on my mama. We got one more skit for you, and this was set up this band. Help me. This is later that night in Green Pond, South Carolina, and I'm going to tell you before we start that S. It's in photo mode. We took a picture. Go, ladies. Go ahead.
You can change in the closet and I'll get the bed ready.
Thanks, Button Nose. Don't forget your Eskimo doll from Aunt Frankie.
She can sleep right next to Hepzibah.
Hey, guess what I'm drawing?
Are you drawing a pig?
No.
A really fat squirrel.
Close.
A hamster.
Yeah.
I can hear your belly. Good night.
Good night.
Dad told me you all were doing that. Well, go ahead, Dad.
About 2 months or so ago, her and Diane were together, doing the same thing. Same thing. No change. They're in the late 60s. Now somebody's in their early 70s.
Happy birthday, Mama. Give you a history here. Susan has 4 siblings. Charlie, that passed away at 7 years old. Susan was 4 at the time. David and Diane were twins, and my Uncle David passed 18 years ago at the age of 50. And Bill is the baby. Where's the camera? Sorry, Uncle Bill. My dad made me do that. I'm going to get in trouble for that. Let's talk about this stay-at-home mom who later served 25 years in public schools. Most of you know Susan, and of course my dad Ben as big-time volunteers. People who give so much time and energy to others. Church, covenant players, vacation Bible school for many years, fundraising walks, and shepherd's care. And the list goes on and on. That's just a small list. The immediate family loves her and Dad because they buy us a beach house at Edisto every Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But they do so much more, and hopefully the next few stories will bring that out, why they give so much. They moved in with Minnie. She was our grandma-like friend of the family, and I mean they literally moved in her house, changed their life, and took care of Minnie for so many years. They lifted up my Uncle David and his son Charlie. Aunt Diane recently recalled that Mom dropped everything and went to Vermont to help her brother David before he passed. Just being there for the family. So many big things that I'm not missing. They also moved my granny in that house right there. So many things. And now I'm going to give you a glimpse of a 2-week trip from Arizona to Green Pond.
Okay, picture it. 4 kids, rowdy kids, 2 adults packed into a 1941 Chevrolet, a 1-axle trailer on the back, and don't forget that dog named Chubby. Chubby was left beside the road several times on this trip. But every time the kids would notice, they'd turn around and Chubby would be right there waiting for them where they left him.
My mom told me recently about her stepfather having to ask for free lunch at a diner in Arizona. That was the start of the 2-week trip. And Mom recalled that it was a bar more than a diner, and the owner was kind enough to feed the whole family. Andy, you've got some stories for us.
Yeah, I got a couple of stories. These are all stories that I just found out about, and these are stories that made me realize how many more people that I love because they were such a big part of my mama's life. And it's part of that trip too. And let's see, the first one here is let's see. Y'all know what this is right here? That's the Salvation Army. Well, and Red Bucket. Well, they were Aunt Diane also mentioned that they had been spending the night in the car on that trip. And the Salvation Army put them up in a beautiful southern home. She thought it was a mansion. That was also the first place that they ate grits. So you know they're getting down south. They're getting right now. So they took care of them. And Uncle Bill says that that's why he always remembers to put extra in the Salvation Army box. And so keep that in mind. They take care of, these are people that are just helping other people. Aunt Diane recalls whenever they were broke down on the side of the road. So I called Uncle Bill. I said, the axle on the trailer was broke? He said, Andy, there was no axle on the trailer. It was a one-wheel trailer. I've never heard of such a thing. But back in those days, I guess they had a one-wheel trailer. But the axle on the car was actually broke. So a police officer stopped to help him, and he didn't just recommend anything. He literally must have helped them all day long until he got it taken care of. And Aunt Diane said that the only thing she could remember about seeing him was from the waist down. I figured it must have been a pretty big belly like mine. But one thing she does remember was his southern accent and how he took care of them all day long. And then, now these are the things that are part of Mama's life that brings in the Walterboro crowd that I knew about, and because they took care of my mama. That's St. Jude's, the family of St. Jude's, the Catterton family. Ross told me maybe a year ago, he said, yeah, I call your mama my sister. I always knew they were close, but I didn't realize that close. Let's see. The McLeods, I reckon you had to be around for a while in the St. Jude's family to know the McLeods. But the Scardens, where's Mr. Scarden? Now I'm just mentioning a few, but those are the people that took care of my mom. That's all.
Thank you. Well, those are the things that shaped my mama and made her the giving person. At least I feel that's a part of it. I think these are just huge reasons why you and Dad give. I have to say both of you, because I know it's both. And I haven't mentioned the strong Christian life that she leads. So that's how I'm going to close this subject. I want to say the hardships molded her, but God guided her and the whole family. That's amen.
Happy birthday, Mama.
Is this an appropriate time for me to thank everyone that came? And now you know when you've received a lot, you want to give back. And why St. Jude's family means so much to me, but all my other friends and family here, my Harrison family, my St. Jude's family, my tennis family, just all the friends. It's too numerous today, but you all, I hope you all know what you mean to me. There's two more of my St. Jude's sisters and brothers. I think they're going to show us a little video thing. Yep.